Should you build your next website in Figma or Figma Sites? While both offer similar no-code solutions, there are some critical differences you need to be aware of before beginning your next website project. In this video, we'll compare both side by side so you can decide which one is right for you. Let's go. Now, before we begin, I want to disclose I'm not paid by Figma or Figma to make this video. My opinions are my own. However, I have been a very avid Figma user for the past few years, but I will still tackle this video with zero bias. Now, when I think about the website building landscape, there's really four core elements. There's design, collaboration, publishing, and scaling. Now, all four should be considered when we compare both of these tools. Now, let's start with design. Now, both Figma Sites and Figma are absolutely fantastic when it comes to design, and they feel very familiar to one another. They both have this free-form canvas, so it's really easy just to kind of like play around and feel like you're in any sort of design tool. And obviously, you can publish both of these to the internet without writing any code, so they're both pretty aligned there in terms of what they're trying to do. Now, I will note that Figma feels a little bit more alive, where Figma Sites feels a little bit more static. Figma has a little bit more in terms of interactive elements compared to Figma Sites per se, which kind of is a little bit more static on the design front. But from Figma Sites perspective, they're essentially trying to take this real traditional way of how you would design something in Figma and then just add a publish button to that. So it makes a lot of sense. Now, it's really interesting watching Figma and what they have now with design pages, which is basically their answer to Figma, which lets you kind of have unlimited amounts of exploration without any sort of cost. And Figma are essentially trying to compete with Figma now to let you build and design earlier in your creative workflow, rather than like designing first in Figma and then bringing over that to Figma. So it is quite interesting, and to be honest, I still use Figma from time to time, especially with designing assets and stuff like that. But to be honest, Figma is getting that good that I'm actually starting to design all my stuff inside of Figma now, especially because I do a lot of web work, so it makes sense that I'm actually designing where I'm also publishing. Now, let's actually talk about animation while we're here too. Both Figma and Figma Sites offer animation and actually use the same motion library to do this. However, I will say I think the UX in terms of how animation works is a little bit nicer in terms of Figma compared to Figma Sites, especially on the output as well when we compare a published site, which we'll talk about a little bit later on. I think that Figma still definitely win here in terms of animation. But again, I think if you're already using Figma, you'll feel very familiar with using Figma Sites. It's really not that big of a difference at all. But at the same time, if you're familiar with Figma, what I've seen is that you'll pick up Figma very easily, especially if you're already using auto layout and those sort of more rigid design systems. Now, the next item is collaboration. So it's really important that you can collaborate with multiple team members. Now, both Figma Sites and Figma have real-time collaboration, so you can have multiple people in the same document and you can invite people from your workspace. Again, I think both of these tools are pretty good at doing this. There's nothing in particular I would mention. I would say that probably Figma's a little bit stronger in terms of how they do like comments and feedback as a team compared to, say, Figma, which is still pretty basic or lackluster in terms of their comments functionality. But again, to have multiple people in the same document, both work pretty well. So let's move on to publishing. Now, there's almost a couple of different parts to this. Let's first talk about pricing, because that is and should be a real consideration depending on whether you're building a site for yourself or for a client. Now, Figma Sites pricing, it works off their full seat plan. So if you have access to their full seat, which starts at about $20 per month, you can actually get access to Figma Sites and you only pay that once. So it's not pay per site, it's just pay for the seat and you can publish unlimited amount of sites essentially, which is a really interesting model, especially compared to other website builders, whether it be Shopify, Webflow, or even Figma, where you actually pay per site. Now, if we look at that compared to Figma's pricing, which starts at $14 a month for the basic tier, Now, I will mention, usually Pro is required, which starts at around $42 per month. And again, it depends on what your site wants to do. But if you're looking for something really simple, just a couple of pages, your basic will be fine. But if you're working with like a CMS or multiple pages, you're probably going to need the Pro tier. And the other thing I'll note about Framer's billing is that team members are also billed separately. So I definitely think Figma Sites wins on a price here, especially because you get access to all the other products. However, I do think for what the value Framer provides, the pricing is still okay. Yes, it is expensive in terms of hosting, but you have to look at it in terms of like the entire service that Framer is offering and what that actually means. Now, publishing is a really big consideration here between Framer or Figma Sites, because if you don't have a website that can be published in the right sort of way, then what's the point? So Framer has production ready SEO settings, where Figma has very minimal. So if you actually want to go in, tweak your SEO so it will be discovered, you can do that pretty well, I would say, inside of Framer. I wouldn't say there's really any limitations there. Figma, on the other hand, is very, very basic, and I wish they had a lot more control here. Framer also has quite an advanced CMS now, where Figma Sites has just recently launched their CMS, and it's fine. It does the job, but it's missing some really core features like dynamic filtering or reference or multi-reference fields. This is just stuff that Framer have right now that Figma Sites doesn't. Now, will Figma Sites add this in the future? Probably, but until then, Framer is still the clear winner in terms of CMS. Now, probably my biggest thing I want to mention about Figma Sites here is the performance on these sites is just kind of bad. Like, it's not really good. It feels like a static page when you actually load any Figma Sites page. It often takes a little second to load. It just kind of feels a little bit clunky, and it kind of feels like you're just publishing a design to the internet. Where I feel like with Framer, what you're actually publishing feels like a real and alive website. And I just don't get that at the moment from Figma Sites. And to be honest, that's one of the biggest draw cards, I think, away from Figma Sites and towards Framer, because it actually feels polished. Now, lastly, let's talk about scaling, because this is probably where Figma Sites lacks the most, but it's got the most potential to grow at the same time. When we look at the things that what a great website builder needs, it should not only just be great for designers, it should also be great for the marketers as well. And this is where Framer definitely win and are winning a lot of customers because of it. Where Figma Sites, I think if you're building something simple just for yourself as another designer, it's probably okay. But if you try to palm that off to any other sort of marketing person, they're going to completely flip out and struggle just because it doesn't actually have the capabilities that you need to run a scalable marketing site. So for example, if you want to do A/B testing, any sort of site optimization, working with large amount of content, Framer by default wins by far. Even Figma Sites doesn't have any native forms, which is a big struggle, especially if you're trying to do any sort of like conversion tracking or anything like that. So there's just a bunch of these really core critical features that a website builder should have, especially if you need to palm it off to a marketing person, which if you're building marketing sites, you probably want to be able to do. So my sort of like key takeaway here is both platforms are great. They both can do what they say they want to do. I think Framer is fantastic for building marketing sites, larger sites, or even like e-commerce with some of the plugins that they have. Where I think Figma Sites is really good if you're trying to build like a personal portfolio or maybe a simple one-pager, and you're a designer and you just kind of want to publish something to the internet that doesn't necessarily need to be polished, then probably Figma Sites could be a good option for you. But I think the clear winner in this case is still Framer. Saying that, Figma is a massive competitor, and it'll be really interesting to see where they put energy into over the next couple of years with that product and how that starts to shift the landscape. Now, since we're all Framer here on the channel, if you're interested in mastering the tool, feel free to check out my Ultimate Framer Masterclass, which is my A to Z course teaching you everything you need to know about Framer in the shortest amount of time. But I'd love to know what you think. Are you going with Framer or Figma Sites? I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. But until next time, I'll catch you later.